Hi, I'm Andrew Wasson. Thanks for joining me for my weekly guitar blog. It's August 9th, 2015. And this week we're going to do a lesson covering blues rock guitar riffs. This week's question was sent in from Michael. He's out in Elkhart, Indiana, and he wrote in with this email. I wanted to know if you'd make a follow-up video to your lesson on classic blues rock guitar licks. I really liked that video, but it left me wondering how the blues scale also plays a role with composing blues rock rhythm jams as well. Your lessons always have great riffs in all the demonstrations, so could you make a lesson that focuses on blues rock guitar riffs and include some demonstrations of riffs in this style? Thanks from Michael in Elkhart, Indiana, USA. Well, thanks for writing in, Michael. The idea of playing rhythm grooves in the blues rock style has a lot to do with blending scales as well as rhythmic meter. And what I mean by this is that many blues rock songs will blend scales like the natural minor, Mixolydian, minor pentatonic, and the blues scale, of course. Plus, they'll combine sections of all these scales to create the rhythm grooves and jams and the riffs that are found in many of the classic songs we'll hear in this style of music. So let's zoom in on the neck and check out a few examples I've composed that show how this works from the common blues rock guitar riff standpoint. The first example is going to demonstrate how the blues scale can be blended along with the sounds of the natural minor scale. This is one of the most popular sounds that we're going to hear in this style, and in this example our key is going to actually be A minor, so we're going to be working within A minor sounds with the scale tones blended from the A natural minor and it's also going to include the notes, of course, of the A blues scale as well. So we're going to have both. Now, the other important idea that occurs within this progression that I have for you is the groove of a shuffle rhythm. And that's that idea where we're moving away from that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, where it's really on the beat. And we're going to move more into like a triplet bass, the shuffle or swing feel. So it's a little bit more rolling effect, and we have that triplet aspect behind it and everything. So it's a little bit different feel. It's kind of a fun feel. So what I did was I took an A power chord in the middle of the neck, and I'm rolling into that sort of minor major third sound. And you can hear I'm moving down kind of off that minor third C into the G, and then dropping into an F, so minor 6 interval there. We're kind of coming around into that with a triplet where we're sliding G up to A and then coming into the C and then the G chords there. So very natural minor scale oriented with all the, the addition of the F, the C natural, the G natural and all that. Then we're going to start again and start blending in some of the blues scale. We're going to have the A power chord again. Come round up into this higher G here, and then we're going to have a D to the C power chords with the A coming back, and we're really going to push through the blues scale now. So we have that D to the E flat and then the E natural. That's that flat 5, that blues tone. So we have that nice sound of that E flat in there. And then it's just going to wrap up into the C chord. So that's basically the whole riff there. It's a 4-bar phrase. And I'm going to fire up some distortion and just get a nice crunch going here with the sound and bring all this together for you. So here we go. Well, the next example is going to switch over to the key of E minor. It's still going to apply the same blend of scales. We're going to just have E natural minor scale. Along with the E blues scale. the difference in this example is going to be the rhythmic feel switching over to a groove more in the straight time rock feel, you know. And the rolling triplet aspect, you know, that we had with that shuffle rhythm in the previous example, that's going to basically get lost in this example. That's just basically going to get replaced with a much more on the beat style of groove, real strict eighth note sound. And what we're going to use is open 6-string E as our main sort of push in this riff here. You can hear there's some blend there of 16ths and 8ths. You can hear that, you know, the roll through there where we're moving through the flat 5. And in this case, off of the E, the flat 5 happens to be a B flat tone. So that's our flat 5 tone from the blues scale that we're injecting into the layout of basically a natural minor scale. And all the other chord punches that we're going to do, they're basically going to be at a natural minor. We're going to have a G come around to a D, and then we'll have that same riff. And then we're going to move down over to a C, to a B, and then we'll have that blues scale run, you know, just picking it up around again and acting as a turnaround back to the top. So what I'm going to do is throw the distortion back onto the guitar, because that's a lot of fun, and then just going to riff out here on this groove that I have for you. So here we go. Well, you know, a lot of the 80s bands that created really interesting compositions that integrated the blues rock idea would do so by blending modes with the blues scale, and, you know, that would be maybe modes like, you know, Mixolydian and Dorian and so forth. You know, one band that comes to mind is Whitesnake. They had such interesting riffs in their songs, you know, with blending blues scale against everything from, you know, Dorian and Mixolydian, and of course the more common Aeolian mode or natural minor. So what I did here in my final example is I'm taking the D blues scale. I'm going to integrate that against some scale tones found, first of all, from D Mixolydian. And I'm also going to integrate some of those sounds against D Aeolian or natural minor. So we'll have sort of a blend of almost all that stuff going around. And, you know, this kind of sound really creates a very cool effect musically, and it can add, you know, kind of a slightly different direction to the compositions, you know, in this style. So what I did was I basically took an open D, you know, to sort of anchor that D sound, and I'm going to start off by adding in that F sharp, and it's got this D note here. And I'm dropping down to include that Mixolydian, you know, sound, the C. So I've got the F sharp and I've got the C natural, you know. And then now it's going to just drop down to a D power chord. So that's the line of thought in the beginning. There is integrating Mixolydian. So we've got the F sharp, which is the major third of Mixolydian. We've got the D root, and of course we've got the flat 7 tone, the C natural, dropping into that power chord. Then what we're going to do is go down off 5th and 4th strings. We're going to have a 2-note fretted bar. And then we're going to go upwards here to an A and have the power chord shape integrated. And then we're going to also drop down off A flat to have that blues scale coming in. So now we've got the A flat, the flat 5 off of that D, so blues scale. Then we're going to head over to an F natural. Now that's kind of an important note to pull in a D minor sound. And if you'll recall, when we were doing the Mixolydian in the beginning of the riff, we had the F sharp on top. So F sharp's a major third against D, but F natural is a minor third against the D. So that's a really interesting tone to have, you know, climb in there. And then we're just going to move up a whole step from that. We're going to have a G coming up next, and then we're going to roll through. I want to bring in more of that blues scale, so I'm going to bring in another A flat. So there's that A flat right there. Remember, that's the blues scale tone. And then we're just going to come around into a C power chord and then an A power chord. And the C is kind of important there too, because again, that's that flat 7, works just as well in minor as it does, of course, in that Mixolydian. And to wrap things up, we're just going to have another movement of this D power chord C, and then bring in a little more blues scale to just sort of wrap things up at the end there. There's that G, A flat, A natural coming at us one more time. All right, so let's wrap everything up by kicking on the distortion on the amp and basically just blasting through this thing, give you a chance to hear what it sounds like with some overdrive on the amp. Here we go. Well, playing blues rock is not only a lot of fun to do, but there's also a lot of opportunity in this style to stretch the boundaries of your playing and step outside of both the conventional boogie-woogie rock format or the harmonies used in traditional blues. Plus, the style of blues rock is a great way to also learn more about scales and modes, especially if the blues scale is just sort of one of those go-to scale patterns on the guitar neck that you're always grabbing for. This will kind of expand your horizons. And through learning the unique blending ideas used in blues rock, you can apply new scales and new rhythms around really cool rock format progressions, yet still maintain the real killer sound of that blues scale to the full extent, and just kind of let it all blend together and pull itself together. It's a great style of practice, and it's not particularly difficult to play. Anyway, that's about all the time that I have for today. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you can, if it's possible, consider a small donation to help fund the Guitar Lessons project online here. Otherwise, have yourself a great week, and I will catch up with you next time. Bye for now. I'd like to take a moment to mention another guitar video lesson project I've started. It's a unique guitar lesson approach that I'm doing online, and it's not like anything I've done before. Best of all, it's 100% free. I've called this approach Guitar Micro Lessons, and they're a great way to learn a few new licks or riffs or chord shapes each week. Now, these Guitar Micro Lessons are quick and easy to learn from. They're very short, with each lesson running between only 1.5 to 2 minutes in length. They're published to YouTube from Monday to Thursday on my other Guitar Blog Update YouTube channel, and you can either subscribe to that channel to guarantee getting each new episode, or just visit the channel whenever it's convenient for you and check out the new micro lessons in the playlist on the Guitar Blog Update channel's homepage. If you'd like to learn the modes and really get an understanding how they can be used musically to write songs, play a solo, or compose melody lines, then you're in luck. My ebook, Using the Major Scale Modes, is a comprehensive manuscript outlining exactly how modes are used both in harmony and to compose melodic ideas. Over 50 pages of scale patterns, example progressions, and music theory all create one of the most comprehensive methods on the modes available. Using the Major Scale Modes is available for instant download in the View Our Products area at creativeguitarstudio.com.